Up and running Facebook.
Give thanks who they are with me, and those who believe in me. Some boy the real and me know me cut them off so quickly. My mother used to warn me about them from me was a picnic. That's why me keep my circle small, no one no friend to kill me. Give thanks who they are with me, and those who believe in me. Some boy the real and me know me cut them off so quickly. My mother used to warn me about them from me was a picnic. That's why me keep my circle small, no one no friend to kill me. A lot of them around us, them want see water drown us. A lot of them I don't trust, them want to rob my bonus. They pan the corner pose up, beside the shop we close up. Them want to see me dead and get licked down from the brown. Talk about this feeling strange, some boy infected with mange. Call them fake like Chinese Jordan, yes them fake like Chinese chain. We used to graph and pop champagne, we used to sing go rich and fame. We used to run boat, we used to play ball, put in the FIFA and play some game. We used to par but now things change, some boy switch to the keep him lane. Know themself, me not for call name cause brother kill brother, Abel and Cain. From fake friend me try for abstain, no one summarize our fly pan plane. Some boy fake and me know them lame, me a burn bad mind, some walk with flame because if thanks who they are with me, and those who believe in me.
Pauline, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Deborah. My no name friend, good afternoon. Candy Chase, big up yourself.
Some boy the real and me know me cut them off so quickly. My mother used to warn me about them from who was a picnic. That's why me keep my circle small.
Up and running, up and running.
But me know say them is not.
Cam, Etel.
Behind your back. No office in my rise, but feel better if my flap. So the only friend me have is this fatmatic when me got. So no matter how them talk, them bullshit me nah go stop. Cause them never help me up, none at the time them when me drop. So big up to all my fucking real friends, them pan the block. Me said the ones who stay cool, even when the times is that. Cause all of my friend them irate, my real friend them in a violate. Say for boy this none of my friend them, him and him family I go make the crime rate. My real friend them I go love this. Long time we have dream so we must reach. Some boy.
All right, rock and come in, my ladies, rock and come in. Brooklyn Hines, big up yourself. Miss Frank, Wagwan, Deborah. Chrissy, where you there? Eda.
That's why I keep my circle small. No one no friend to kill me. Give thanks who they are with me, and those who believe in me. Some boy no real and me know me cut them off so quickly. My mother used to warn me about them from who was a picnic. That's why I keep my circle small.
Hi, AAA TV, Miss Princess. Good day, KD. Good day. Shmama ladies, them down the rock and come in. Rock and come in. Facebook up and running, and I hear nice and clean. YouTube. So how we doing? My viewers, how we doing? My supporters, we're up and running. How we doing? One more day. Yeah, find them again. God has provided for us. Yes. I have to give thanks and praise no matter where you go through. God is good. Yes, so I might say could have been worse. Yes, so I might say team could have done by 2, them that's done by 1. Yeah, and them just bust the goal. Judge as we talk. Man, you for life. As we talk, Jaja, straight at the back of the net. Oh, yeah. As we talk, straight at the back of the net. Tie up the game. As me said, could have been worse. Jaja. I love it. Football gotta hear me. You see me? Jesus peace. Yeah. Football gotta listen to me. Cammy, big up yourself. Jesus. I will say a word. Say it could have been worse, so we'll get better. So I have all the faith, you know. That's what a man say. I know that team, yeah, but you see me. Man, you for life on our worst days. So good day, good afternoon. How we all doing? Wish for me Ada, big up yourself. Trini, big up yourself. My ladies, ready for start a half hour? Ready for get it going? Sound like on the up all night I wait for me and I'm tired. I walk one. Excuse me. Excuse me, my ladies. We're ready for it, hour. Ready for it? I know I will come back later, hour. But up and running. Look at the dead over here, so. I walk one. Everything good, most things. And Mills, Tosh. Ready? You know I phone vibe my work off fine. Cammy, Lily, where you there? Sandra, happy Sabbath. Miss Lynch. Good afternoon, my friend. Yeah, 18.5 in the WhatsApp. Big up yourself. You have a public up the thing. You know I sat there. What kind of mix it up with some things or probably, you know, the missing of the week. You know what I say? Some things are probably mixing of the week. Some of them will probably hear already, some not. Yeah, well, so already Tasha burn some fire. All right, no problem. So who I gonna start burn the fire pan? And have to keep me distracted. And have to keep me in the ladies. Cause Jaja, team are playing. No, I'm have it on mute still. You saw man say, yeah, have it on mute, so you have to keep me. You see me? Have it on mute still. Cause I miss you know. So you know what man say? Alright, I go on my full attention. Would I bury some man full attention? And I like up the live now though. Facebook, we can get some share. Lady D, where you there? Big up yourself anyway you there. Queen Love, big up yourself. One Queen Love. This one man say, Altia. Feel like him not come on Facebook, me not see you. So me have got lead off. Nobody not tell me how no want kick it off. All the time I'm going to choices, only just leave it to me. My England people, big up on yourself. Miss Green, Deborah. And if Ada, all right. Me not hear from Ada. Big up yourself, Ada. Me not say Ada. Trini, which bar you there? Trini. All right. So, I may have got kick it off then. All right. Wow. Wow. Friend, it looks so beautiful. Jesus, peace. So my ladies them look, man. Wow. Look nice, my friend. Look extremely nice. Wow. All right, then. really want to overthink kind of. So when people want me check for, I'm going to give them all, so when I give them 2 calls and it reach the 3rd call, I get really, I wouldn't say paranoid, but like it does depend, you know, I'm start wonder. You know what I say? Yeah, I'm start wonder if them okay. Only people I care for still, you know. Only people I care for. Only people I care for. So all right then, we're gonna start it off like this. That's what I say.
This queen of fear. The family. This queen of fear. I just put myself every time. Yeah, listening about my depani. Yeah, man. My depani.
Depan what queen love the job. Pan the job.
The family. This queen of fear. I just put myself every time. Yeah, listening about my depani. Yeah, man. My depani slave.
Okay.
Yeah, man, big up on myself, franchise. When I go on with myself every time. Yeah, man. Yeah, listen, you know, but I can't do nothing. Big up on myself.
Big up yourself on the job. You see what I say? Big up yourself. So here we're going to start it off still. You see what I say? I say something was rather interesting. We're going to start it after where the Princess Rose. I don't know if anybody see this. Anybody see this? I mean, anybody saw this? Let me show up Facebook first. YouTube. None of you see this? Come on, zoom in good in the camera. Look good. But look good. Let me move over here, sir. Case status. Want to see that? Case status. Facebook, case status. Want to see? Anybody see that? Want to see that? Not the band 00. Yeah, that's sure too. But more importantly, let me see if we saw Marshall. Tash, Wagwan, big up the UK. DJ Sweetness, long time. Long time in see you. How you doing, honey? All right, case status. It's a pre-sentence. Anybody see that? Me need my lawyer them to them, investigator them. The people that might know about the law thing, especially in Florida. My Google people and me need them to the head of Wagwan. I'm in 100 of Florida work. But anybody say pre-sentence? Pre or before, don't? Pre automatically, not automatically, but yeah, anything in front of pre or before. Correct? We know what sentence is. So that's a pre-sentence. I mean, I never hear him do a plea in other courts up me there. So I just try to keep up and I notice pre-sentence. Anybody know what I mean? I mean, I have to look it up. A report prepared by a probation officer upon conviction. Upon conviction, what that mean? When I work with me ladies, me need any help. Send me the play my voice note, I'm hide my ID. A report prepared by a probation officer upon conviction of a defendant that assists the sentencing court imposing appropriate sentence. Wanna help me out? This a report prepared by a probation officer upon conviction. So what that upon conviction they mean? Before I go further, help me out. That mean what? Tash, long time in the see you know. UK honey. You there on YouTube now one different name? Tasha Mata Facebook. Wanna help me out now, man? All right, let me read a little bit more. What up on there? Come do some more research now, but gonna help me with that up on conviction there. Mean when him get convicted already, what that mean? I'm gonna find the next. A pre-sentence is a legal process that occurs before sentencing a defendant for a crime. A probation officer, other than investigators, conducts an investigation into the defendant's background and the crime. All right, then. Upon conviction means within a reasonable time after conviction and sentencing or disposition, but before the offender's release or transfer from state or county custody. Let me read it again. Upon conviction means within a reasonable time after conviction. Okay, so after conviction, important. After conviction. and sentencing or disposition, but before the officers release or transfer from state or county office. Wow. But this right here, so status a case as a pre-sentence. I play my voice note, yeah. Wow. This sounds serious. I mean, we didn't know it's serious, but obviously pre-sentence come before sentence. We soon get into that. And get why you'd do a pre-sentence.
Yes, Ashanti, may I listen to you? But yeah, that CMR stuff, right? I didn't follow up on it, but I was listening to another what do you call him, YouTuber. Listen to another YouTuber, SoFlo, and he had explained what that meant, right? The pre-sentence and so forth. You see, CMR and his wife, me not business nobody want to talk about mash up family. The man already mash up him family, him cheat on his wife multiple times, and them do all of these things. Then play off the cheating rumors by covering it up with pranks and make it seem like, oh, it's not that serious, you know, that a man is violating
This serious?
the vows of his marriage. However, this a thing what him do, you know, to the little girl, you know. You understand? It's a violation, you know. If you go up on the sex registry, you know, this man is a pedophile, you know. Nasty, disgusting man. Now, this never happened by bad luck, Obi, or anything, you know. This happened for unveil where the kind of nastiness this a man here up to, you know, and his wife is in support of it. I don't be sure nobody want to say. Me see them a grow on board them.
I mean, when they see the fried chicken, the pimento seed, Jaja.
Channel, they must track other people channel, forget people for shut up. Only can't get people for shut up. You understand? Only can't get people for shut up. People are gonna talk about this as long as ever. You understand? They might try scrub things from the internet and thing. If you not have the money like on the say on the rich and thing, then seal the bumbleclad court papers. Try and pay to seal the court papers if you not have money like on the claim to say you not have money. You understand? CMR not have no shame. The man come back on live and yam chicken and I go on like say the best dressed chicken in my bumper cloth yam. You understand? And then he out there and have no shame, no this they like nothing. You right? No shame. Them no want like they must say, oh, you know, they might deal with a private matter. Yeah, but it turn public. Only living a life in the public domain. So when I wanna have good or bad luck, when you're supposed to address it in the public domain, you understand? Because nobody never asks you to come out here and share on your life with nobody. You guys decide that so you're gonna share on your life openly with people because you know they want money, you know they hungry. So when you come out here openly and share it because you know they want money. So now that when I go through something, when you don't want to share it, you understand? The court people say that we are gonna find out what is going on. This Ashanti, I believe him gonna get charged. I believe that's what the other YouTuber said. He's gonna get charged. You know, but they might pretend like everything is okay. Me hear somebody say, CMR talk about, oh, the charge is thrown out. Charge is thrown out where? You're a little nasty, disgusting man. Even if charges thrown out, even if you're found not guilty or whatever, your name should, a father of 3 girls, 3 biological girls and 1 adopted child, I would say, right? And use a serviceman or were a serviceman, a uniform man, a man in the military, you understand? Them that type of jobs carry a level of respect where people look up to you because of the service that you do for the country, right? You put your life out there and thing. And use a husband. use a husband and thing, and use a public figure, use a celebrity, as I want to put it, and your name a call on something so derogatory. You understand? And then just want to sweep it underneath the carpet. Nobody never sweep nothing underneath the carpet just to soothe on the ego and thing. You're nasty. You're disgusting. Everybody's supposed to be talking about it. You understand? This man is a disgusting piece of ish. You understand? No respect for him, nor him stupid wife. His wife is stupid. Me said that Chrissy is stupid, and Cmr is a nasty, dirty man. You understand? Dirty, dirty, dirty man. You understand? I remember me tell you, if you not pay dearly for this one, he will bring bigger disgrace on that family. I want to see everybody come talk about family, people want to mash up the family. The family already mash up. You understand? The marriage there was never ordained by God. The marriage there was unionized because of convenience. You understand? That's why the marriage was unionized, because of convenience. Because nothing that God put together should require so much trial. You understand? And thing in it. Look how the man behave. You understand? Disgrace him home. The all lose sponsorship according to when me I hear and thing. When me not really business about them pocket, because me not going at them pocket. But I mean, look at this grace and the people they want to cover it up. And I talk about charges drop. And they must strike people because people talk about it. Like them think that people make up story. Nobody ain't making up story. You understand? And the US government put it out. And we have all right to talk about it because the people them have them amendment rights where they can freedom of speech. They can talk about anything they want to talk about. You understand? Him too disgusting.
All right. This a kind of word me did I look for. Because I never see it in none of the meaning. This are the part where I never understand. Because you say pre-sentence. Okay, let me read this then. Actually, this probably will make me more understand. Probably una a little more. In law, pre-sentence means to sentence before unofficial sentencing. I know if that get me much closer. So that are before a trial. Because that's some kind of last. Remember that's the pre-sentence ban it. I would assume before sentencing from Omasito means to sentence someone before unofficial sentencing. The process of sentencing someone before unofficial sentencing involves pre-sentence investigation and report, pre-sentence hearing, because the status of the case say pre-sentencing. That's something where you can go get up to 5 years, 15 years. It seems like it have a minimum to. Not sure if for 2 years, but the judge have to give. And I guess him can look at other stuff, as if you're sick or whatever. So, go get some more another pre-sentence thing. So, I don't know from what I say, you have to make a plead of guilty for it reach another stage there. Obviously, no trial no go on. Him start to say pre-sentence. ID means to give the judge information about the person before the judge make the official amount of sentence. I'm kind of get that. But what me I try say, which me not see none of the paperwork that they put online. would that mean you have to plead guilty? Because I never seen a trial go on. What that mean? Because I know now is a legal process that occurs before sentencing and defendant for a crime. I also know that a factual investigation report prepared by a probation officer at the request of the judge after an offender, adult or youth, has either pled guilty or been found guilty of a crime offense. I read that again, because that was the main thing. So I'm going to need to involve a pre-sentence report, PSR, a factual investigate report prepared by a probation officer at the request of a judge after an offender, adult or youth, has either pled guilty or been found guilty of a criminal offense. That one they hit it for me. So what that mean? And plead guilty, because when it's in a trial, play my voice note.
Sometimes there are, sometimes the judge, there are, let me repeat over again. There are times when there are trials, and after the trial, there are pre-sentencing. And there are times when the person might plead guilty to the situation, and then they also have a pre-sentence. So the pre-sentence now is where all the information are gathered, references, the person experience, life experience, person mental state, those things before the judge sentence him to the amount of years that he's going to get. Sometimes it also help decide whether is he going to stay, how many sentences is he going to get. Is he going to be sentenced like house arrest? Is he going to be partly in jail and partly in the society? So all those things help for the judge to make up his or her mind as to how to place the sentence or the amount of sentence to the person, if it makes sense. But yes, it could be a trial, or it could be just the person plead guilty and that's it.
All right, important. Somebody sent me this. On an overview, it said, yes, a pre-sentence report can be prepared before a case goes to trial. But it also said this, a pre-sentence report is a factual investigation is a factual investigation report prepared by a probation officer at the request of a judge after an offender, adult or youth, has either pled guilty or been found guilty. So of a criminal offense. So that meaning I forgot trial. So the next thing I got there, I got left. I feel plead guilty for that happen. It also saying I have to go to trial, but it gives two options. A factual investigation report prepared by a probation officer At the request of a judge. Okay. A report prepared by a probation officer to help the judge decide what sentence to give. A pre-sentence report, one more time, is a factual investigation report prepared by a probation officer at the request of a judge after an offender, adult or youth, has either pled guilty or been found guilty. When it's in a trial go on, and a two option there, and it also saying I forgot trial, so that would lead you with pleading guilty. That only leave you with pleading guilty. No, you don't need a trial for a pre-sentence investigation. So it only leave you with guilty. If you plead guilty. Wanna help me out and tell me if I'm on the right track.
Ashanti, good afternoon. In the state of Florida, right?
Yes.
A pre-sentence investigation can be done before a verdict. So it doesn't mean that he was found guilty or there was a plea. But
okay, because so far I never said that then. So okay then. In the state of Florida, so that doesn't mean you plead guilty. Let's get that clear then, since you said it. Upon the, the stuff them mama get, it never said, it only said trial. All right. Okay.
Ashanti, good afternoon. In the state of Florida, right? A pre-sentence investigation can be done before a verdict. So it doesn't mean that he was found guilty or there was a plea. But there are certain circumstances. For example, if the defendant, which is Cmr in this case, asks that it be done before a guilty verdict, well, not ask, give consent to it. Because one of the things what happened in a pre-sentence investigation, if you consent to it, it kind of hide everything that happens before a verdict is reached. You understand? So nothing can be disclosed before a verdict. So hence the reason why he might have consent to it, trying to just, cover things or shield things. And that is why he might have consented. Because once there's a pre-sentence investigation going on, everything is just tight-lipped. So maybe that's one of the reasons why. But I know in the state of Florida, also in the state of Pennsylvania, and a few other states, that is allowed.
Okay, so you don't have to plead guilty or go to trial and a jury find you guilty. This is trial there, but I never say plead guilty. All right, thanks for letting me know that. All right. Anybody else know anything more? Chef Noel, big up yourself, manners and respect. Anybody else know a little bit more? Let me know. So, all right then. We're going to get in some of the things then where the probation officer that's investigating would do. So a pre-sentence is a legal process that occurs before sentencing of a defendant for a crime. So make me see what a pre-sentence investigation is. After that, is a sentence hearing, it seems like come after. Want to tell me about that? I'm going to do a little research this morning, not too long. And I know probably know more than me. I can do no own research. It will be a sentencing which you have to go in front of the judge. Or the judge rather, not a sentencing there. Before that, the judge will review it I a lawyer, I go court, and the judge I go review the pre-sentence or the probation officer, investigate and come up with. So a pre-sentence investigation. A probation officer or others, investigator conducts an investigation into the defendant's background and the crime this includes. So this includes interviewing the defendant, reviewing the defendant's criminal record, interviewing family, friends, employers, and community members, gathering documents such as court record, employment records, and financial documents, reviewing the crime, including interviewing law enforcement and victims. So this sounds like to me, I think a judge would want to help when you make a sentence somebody. Like how I said, probably you can get a 5 to 15 years, a 2 to 15 years for a crime. So I guess the judge would have looked upon that and see how bad the crime was. Because although, a certain crime, I guess it can be worse. Thanks for the thumbs up, my friend. I appreciate it. Although that's cool. Ashanti, this support my statement because I see some of the commenters on YouTube saying he don't have to give consent in the state of Florida. He must give consent. The sentencing court can authorize a PSI before guilty verdict if the defendant's consents and nothing from the PSG is disclosed before the verdict. Okay, so then come up with won't be disclosed, I guess, to the public. So if you make a go trial, that means the judge them, the jury them wouldn't have no idea. So that I go on. What go on tonight for judge from that. That sound correct from what this has said? This with the defendant's consent. The sentencing court can authorize a PSI before guilty verdict if the defendant's consent and nothing from the PSI is disclosed before the verdict. So I guess if after or if you plead guilty or you find guilty, the judge can just order it without a consent. So, from what this I say, what me get. Okay. Okay. So, I guess in another investigation, the family member possibly could have vouched for him. Like when Chrissy write the letter in a different case, domestic violence, I'd assume something like that, or from a family member. If you say, you know, he's a good person, I'm just saying, probably from since him not the army, somebody with authority in the army, and they tell me if I go wrong, you know. Could I say so and so, or I guess it could have go both ways, or somebody will work with him. Could I say, you know what I say, him do some things on the job whenever right, some touching thing, or, you see me, mess with the younger girls them on the job, or them could I say, you know, I was a good worker, we never seen do nothing like that before. So if I before trial, from what I understand, or before a plea of pleading guilty, the defendant have to give consent. From what I understand, if after, the judge would have ordered it. Correct? Hide my ID. So pre-sentence is held after the conviction, where the judge will look at the example, the defendant's prior offense or criminal history. I'm saying at the state of Florida, from the notes that I get, it can go on before. And somebody even use Pennsylvania as an example. I guess not every state that allow. So anybody will know a little bit more. Why would a defendant consent to that? Or why not? Why would a defendant, how that would help a defendant? All right, let me read this. But a minor cannot give consent. The underage would require a parent, adult. Okay, and him is an adult. So it would need, him would have to give him consent. Because him is an adult. I remember them crime I go on with underage too. But him is an adult. So let me read this one more time. With the defendant's consent, the sentencing court can authorize a PSI before guilty verdict if the defendant consent and nothing from the PSI is disclosed before the verdict. So I guess the public or the jury them are possible female lawyer or the district attorney can't know in that if him got trial. I would assume. No, this is not the victim, it's a have to give consent. Not him, Chris, would give consent on behalf. No, that part and have nothing to do with the victim. It have to do with the defendant from the works where I get. It have to do with the defendant, not the victim. The pre-sentence before a verdict or him go to trial or him do a plead guilty, if that go on, from what I understand, the defendant would have a consent to it and say him want that. I guess the judge would have to okay it. And I guess the judge get the seat from where The literature I say. But it seemed like it would have keep seal. Not sure if even the judge opened it up or, the probation officer, obviously, them I do it. Until, either a guilty verdict or him have a plea. Then I guess it can come up in a court. The judge can look upon it and say, all right, if it's a guilty verdict, I plead guilty. I'm going to make some of the decision after this. Or I guess the judge don't have to make no decision after it. I would assume the judge in charge. And from what I understand, as the caller say, Florida and like Pennsylvania and the next state allow this before a trial or a plea of guilty. From what I understand. I mean, I learn as I go along, So, I kind of listen to Uno and what Uno know. So, let me play about this.
Ashanti, good afternoon. In the state of Florida, right, a pre-sentence investigation can be done before a verdict. So it doesn't mean that he was found guilty or there was a plea. But there are certain circumstances, for example.
And let me say this. I haven't found nowhere so far on the record that there was a guilty plea. And, with the trial, we can't get to that. I wouldn't have done so quickly. And it would be court dates and it would be updated. That me say nothing on both of that. So I would most likely go with this. I haven't seen nothing with, but, when me hear pre-sentence in generally, I think that come before the sentence.
Ashanti, good afternoon. In the state of Florida, right, a pre-sentence investigation can be done before a verdict. So it doesn't mean that he was found guilty or there was a plea. But there are certain circumstances, for example, if the defendant, which is Cmr in this case, asks that it be done before a guilty verdict. Well, not ask, give consent to it. Because one of the things what happened in a pre-sentence investigation, if you consent to it, it kind of hide everything that happens before a verdict is reached.
Okay, it kind of hide everything. As we see on the literature, nothing can disclose from that. We're going at the investigation. So somebody out there who know a little bit more, how could that benefit a defendant? Or why would a lawyer even, talk or, tell them defendant or advise them? Probably need to go that direction.
Ashanti, good afternoon. In the state of Florida, right, a pre-sentence investigation can be done before a verdict. So it doesn't mean that he was found guilty or there was a plea. But there are certain circumstances, for example, if the defendant, which is Cmr in this case, asks that it be done before a guilty verdict. Well, not ask, give consent to it. Because one of the things what happened in a pre-sentence investigation, if you consent to it, it kind of hide everything that happens before a verdict is reached. You understand? So nothing can be disclosed before a verdict. So hence the reason why he might have consent to it, trying to just, cover things or shield things. And that is why he might have consented. Because once there's a...
So when you say nothing can disclose, nothing from the pre-sentence or what's going on in the case?
Sentence investigation going on, everything is just tight-lipped.
So maybe that's one of the reasons why. But I know in the state of Florida, also in the state of Pennsylvania, and a few other states, that is allowed.
So that would kind of keep people from knowing what's going on?
What happened in Ashanti? Before a verdict, they need CMR consent, okay, to do the PSI. But after a verdict, the judge doesn't need any consent from him.
Okay, that's
it's
what
all
I
up
thought.
to the judge right now. You understand? So knowing how CMR can be manipulative, he might, consent to it, to send them to his friends and so to say, oh, I was such a great guy and I'm this and that, So that's what happened. After a verdict, they don't need his consent for anything. In Florida, before any verdict, he has to give a consent to that.
Got you.
Ashanti, it can benefit a defendant in court because CMR lawyer can use the good thing. They heard about CMR on the outside while doing the pre-sentencing investigation as talking points in court as to who his client really is.
So since it can be disclosed, that's why I did wonder how it would have benefit him. Okay, just tell me about my thought. It say, let me go back to this. The sentencing court can authorize a PSI, the pre-sentence investigation, before guilty verdict if the defendant consents and nothing from the PSI investigation is disclosed before the verdict. So that man said, oh, FEM lawyer would I able to use that?
Ashanti, it can benefit a defendant in court because CMR lawyer can use the good thing. They heard about CMR on the outside while doing the pre-sentencing investigation as talking points in court as to who his client really.
Hello, good day. Hello, good day. Hello, hi, good day. Hi, I'm on the live. Would you want to be on the live?
Yes, I just wanted to clarify something.
Okay, so you go ahead and talk. You're not going to hear me, but I'm hearing you nice and clear.
Okay, wonderful. So just to clarify, so we're not confusing the whole issue of the PSI, which we call the pre-sentence investigation.
Yes.
The whole point to it is that then they gather information about the individual, whether it's family, demographics, job, financials, has he committed a crime before? Is this his first crime? Whatever, right? So the whole point to it is that they need to, and it's required. This has nothing to do with consent. The judge needs this information that's typically prepared by a probation officer so that he could see outside of the current crime, who is this person? So in the pre-sentence report, there's information that will determine if there are other aggravating factors that are in this person's background that will enhance the punishment when he's considering sentencing. But there might be mitigating factors that will lessen the sentence when he's ready to consider. He does not need to enter any plea. It has nothing to do with a plea. It's procedural law. It has to be done. It happens in every state, every courtroom across the United States. It's nothing new. So it's nothing sealed. It's pretty open. And typically most people want it to be done because it speaks to who they are outside of this indiscretion that's before the courts. Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes sense. Yes, it makes sense. But before you go, let me ask you a few questions. So you don't have to plead guilty or him don't have to go to trial yet. This is something what the judge want to look at. So when that time come, if him get convicted,
what happens is it's required. The judge just needs additional information about him. For example, in a pre-sentence report, it could show he was in the foster care system since he was 6 years old. It talks about diagnoses. Does he have mental health issues? Has he been homeless? It looks at everything. Like, who is this person outside of this crime that has been committed? It has nothing to do with entering a plea at all. It has everything to do with, give me extra information about him outside of this crime and what the investigation is going to unfold, so I know who I am going to sentence. Does that make sense? That's just all it does.
Yes, that makes sense. So when the judge, just for example, then, if a trial go on and just let's say guilty, if a trial go on, we just say guilty. So that could go either way to his benefits. It could have said him have a mental issue and the judge look upon that and say, no, I'm not going to give him 5 years, I'm going to give him 2 years. Or, him been having a hard time, or he was in the army and, them say him did the good in the army. Or then it can work against him, as in something show up. Okay, I lost this person. As in something could have show up, say this wasn't his first time, or something like that. Although him get arrested this time, him get accused of it 2 prior time before that. Could you call me back, my caller? All right, so this trauma may I understand now. It's something it seems like require. What the judge are going to use if it get to a sentencing, the judge will see who this person them a deal with is. Sorry about that, Macaulay. I lost you. So let me ask you this.
Yes.
So this could go both ways then.
Absolutely.
Okay, so it could go like, for instance, because I would assume the judge going to use it if him plead guilty or if he's found guilty. So
absolutely.
In a case then him found guilty, with us using that as an example, he's not. So it could have said, all right, he was a good man, we take care of him kids. The job say he was a good man, he never get accused of doing that. The army general say he was a good person. Him family say he was a good provider. Or then it could have played back against him as, in the report, the child say, the child say him do it 2 times already. And that would have most likely be bad for him, correct?
Well, the pre-sentence report doesn't have anything to do with victim statements. It doesn't include that.
Okay, so for instance then, say him did not. But for instance, say the domestic violence from before, that wouldn't be good for him?
Yeah, and that would have been mentioned in the pre-sentence report as well, because they're looking
at who is this person? What has he done before? Has he committed other offenses? Everything. Because as I'd mentioned before, they're looking to see if there are other aggravating factors that need to be considered when sentencing him outside of the current investigation. And aggravating factors typically worsen the sentence, but mitigating factors could be exactly as you said. He is, the defendant has been, fully employed, a good family man, has a clean record up to this point. Now, it's not meant to excuse culpability or remove culpability, as in, not because you've been great all this while doesn't mean you're not going to be held accountable. It's just looking again as to who you are or what you have done prior to this incident that's before the court. That's it.
I think I fully understand. One more question though before you go. So that's something that's going to be public. Him lawyer gonna have it, the judge gonna have it, the lawyer could make talking points off it in court.
Well, no, the lawyers, no, it's not something for the lawyers, it's for the judge. And to be clear, it's not a damaging document in the sense that anything that's in the pre-sentence
report, it's pretty public, right? So for example, if he had committed other offenses, that's easy for anybody to research and find. So it's not like it's only going to be available in the pre-sentence report. You know what I mean? And of course, if he's married, that's public. He has 3 children, that's public. Grew up in Jamaica, that's public. So it's not going to have anything that's going to be top secret. It's just what we would call biographic information. Just everything.
You know, because there's some reports that you'll read and it shows, this person has had a drug history since he was 12. This person has multiple mental health issues. This person has, and all of those things speak to possibly how this person got into the situation he or she is in now, but it doesn't remove any potential guilty verdict that the person can assume.
I think I got you fully. I know what came into mind when you said that. When the president's son, and me over and over, me hear him lie and make points about him drug behavior when him go get the gun, the illegal gun, him the iron jugs, and him life was at a bad point and stuff like that.
Right, but that doesn't mean they're going to use that and say because of all those issues, this person should not be held accountable.
And you're right, because he got convicted.
Exactly. It's just looking at, okay, what has been happening, what's going on.
And then even if, for example, say this particular person we're talking about has a chronic drug problem, then part of this pre-sentence or during the sentencing hearing, in addition to, for example, if he's found guilty of this sex offense, he has to be registered as a sex offender. He has to go to sex offender treatment, what you call SOTP. But then at the same time, they might say, oh, he also has a chronic drug history, so he has to enter into drug treatment. He has to go to drug court. So it really looks at a lot of things to see maybe he needs help in other areas as well. And then the court will be willing to, not willing, but probably incorporate that into his sentencing.
Okay, so this is something that is pretty normal in a criminal court in America.
Absolutely. And it happens at the federal level too, because federal judges read pre-sentence reports. Absolutely.
Thank you so much for explaining. I understand now. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Thanks for having me.
Okay. Yes.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much, Makala. I think I understand much better now. Saying I have nothing to do with him trial, with him plead. Man, say in a lot of cases this is done. I guess this is just a procedure, get into a trial or a plead. It come before that. In most cases, it come before that, from what I understand. And, that don't mean him guilty or not guilty. You understand me? It's a procedure. So, all right, now. This came in before the caller explained, but let me play it.
In other words, Chrissy and Cmr are trying to keep everything from the public. They don't want it publicized. So he's going to sign off on anything that's going to stop everybody in the media from knowing exactly what happened.
From Charlotte, the caller said before, this was before though. Some things obviously going to be public. We're probably not going to know what a family member say or somebody, an employee say. But like, a prior arrest, like domestic violence, we in the public know or could find it or Google it. If them put, him is being a married man, He might have 3, 4 kids. That's pretty public. Thank you, Queen Love. Remember why educate myself, including myself, you know. Some of the things seems pretty simple, but it's a little more complicated, at least to me. And that don't mean none of us is dumb or stupid. You know, the legal system, you know, it's a little different. And if you're not educated on it, which I am not that much, especially when it come on to like this molestation and stuff, or court proceeding. I'm not that educated. So I thank the lady before and all who was sending in stuff and stuff. You understand? Most of it is stuff that I Google and stuff. So I was happy that lady call and give a good, you know, good examples and explain to us. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Queen Love, for the super chat. So somebody send this again. A pre-sentence hearing is a meeting where a judge or jury looks at all the important information about a person who has been found guilty or a crime before deciding what punishment they should receive. But from what I understand, that's not it. From my understanding, in almost all cases, a judge require it. From what the lady will call. From what I understand. And the judge, you know, will order it.
Paula is 100% correct. I just spoke to a probation officer and she basically explained everything this lady is saying. This pre-sentencing helps the judge. It really helps the judge how to sentence this person.
Makala, if you're listening, you think you could send a play my voice note explaining again what you said? I would love to play it back. If it's possible. I know you explained and you did a great job, so I could play it back further down in the show. If anybody does joining us, you know, it's good for me to have it. Me can play it and use it. And next time, you know, I feel like I'm going to need to play it again. So if it's possible, if you could send me a play my voice note with what you explained, if it's possible. You did such a good job. I would really appreciate if you listen. You understand? I would love to have it to play it. You know, because me say, you know, I want no misunderstanding. I would like educate the audience, including myself. Want to know, you know, exactly what it is. And, you know, I would like to deal with the facts. And as my friend said before, she's right to speak to our probation officer.
Paula is 100% correct. I just spoke to a probation officer and she basically explained everything this lady is saying. This pre-sentencing helps the judge. It really helps the judge how to sentence this person.
Okay. Okay. And I guess it's a body out of the police I do it. So it would probably, in my view, this is more fair than the actual investigator themselves are come up with it. Like a police officer, I would assume. On the job, you're going to be on tonight. Jaja, already would have ever done that live here. And I asked about that Jaja. All right, so I'm going to get in some more of it. So You know, as the caller explained, where it involves pre-sentence investigation, interviewing the defendant, some of the things it could be involved, you know, less or more, reviewing the defendant's criminal record, which like we would have know that because some are public already. Interviewing family, friends, employers, and community members, gathering documents such as a court record, employment records, and financial documents, reviewing the crime, including interviewing law enforcement and victims. All right. So let me ask if anybody know this. So after that then, what would come next? Say them and they do that and they hand it to the judge. Does the judge do a hearing with say like the lawyer and the defendant, or the judge about it, or the judge just hold that? What happened after that? Anybody out there know, or McCall or anybody know, could explain that? So the probation officer come back, complete the pre-sentence report or investigation. What happened after that? I would assume he hand it to the judge. Then what happened after that?
Hi, Ashanti. A pre-sentence report is...
All right, come and go listen this really good again. So if any part we miss, we can get it. I know we beat and teach over here, but we like forget the facts and educate the people.
Hi, Ashanti. A pre-sentence report is required. It's under procedural law. It is helpful to judges at state level, federal level, and incorporated in this report is all the information that can be collected on the defendant. So typically a probation officer will draft a pre-sentence report. It can include biographic information, you know, where the person is raised, any background information. Was this person foster care? Was this person a juvenile delinquent having been in the system? Does this person have prior convictions, prior charges, prior allegations? Just anything about the person that could be useful to the judge in making a determination as to what sentencing should be. I mentioned that they could look at factors. For example, if he has had chronic domestic violence charges, that could be seen as an aggravating factor, and then that could enhance his punishment. But say he has never had any priors, his record is pretty clean, then we would look at those as mitigating factors, which possibly could lessen any potential sentence. But again, the pre-sentence report in its form does not remove culpability or accountability from a defendant. It does not replace anything. It is pretty open. You do not have to enter a plea. It is not specific to any state. It's useful to a judge again as he makes a decision. And that's all a pre-sentence report is. The PSI is a pre-sentence investigation, and currently with this particular person in question.
So after that, Moano, after the investigation, the report is made, I would assume, you can't tell me if I'm wrong, it on to a judge, then what happened after that? Me know, obviously some court date come up, but me want to know, does they have to do hearing in court on it? Or the judges hold it, you know, get ready for trial? Or what come after that? If somebody could explain that, please.
has to be investigation that is underway, and then the information or findings from that investigation will be used and possibly included in the pre-sentence report, but it does not have to be, because that information or the findings from the investigation will be furnished to both the prosecutor, who's a state representative, and the defense attorney, who is the defendant's legal representative. So again, the pre-sentence report has nothing to do with a defendant entering a plea, but it has everything to do with a judge requiring this information so that he or she can use it in making a determination when he or she is ready to impose a sentence. Hopefully this is helpful.
Yes, it is. It's helpful for now. Really helpful for me. Real helpful for me. Me ID. After that, before sentencing, the judge will read it out in court. Okay. Okay. So hopefully the lady or somebody else could tell me what happened after that. The report is made, the investigation obviously is conducted, then put in, some or all or whatever the probation officer decide to put in the report. It's handed to the judge, and what the judge do? Him hand it to the defendant team, the prosecutor. Is there a hearing on it, or them just proceed to trial, or a next court date? Like, what kind of happen after that? All right, it seems like I'm gonna get an answer. Let me play this.
So with the pre-sentence report, the judge will determine if this is going to go to trial, right? So if it's going to go to trial, that's when the defendant would enter some kind of plea. And then obviously...
Okay. I got you. My always have question, Me and the five wise them. Me I like one little child. Is what man say. I always ask why you do that, what that. Look at kids there. Cause I feel like the more I learn, and the more things I discover some I don't know in life. So I don't mind ask. So, cause I notice when he get arraigned on the charges, I was just thinking possible they never show that part on the video, but me never say, like, I plead guilty or what's your plea, the judge saying, me notice, me never say that. But I think you answer the question right here. I'm always a wonder about that. Or you never see if him plead guilty or not, but I think you answer it right here.
So with the pre-sentence report, the judge will determine if this is going to go to trial, right? So if it's going to go to trial, that's when the defendant would enter some kind of plea. And then obviously he has a pre-sentence report. So if it goes to trial, when we get to the end of imposition of a sentence, then he has a pre-sentence report that he will use to guide him or, as he makes a decision. So it all depends on what happens, because if he enters a plea, then there will be no trial. So he'll just use his information and make a determination as to what the punishment will be. And that's pretty typical. But if it will go to a trial and he intends to enter a no guilty plea, then he'll say, okay, this has to go to trial. And then when it's time again to enter a sentence at the sentencing hearing, then that will be incorporated into. So it just depends on what direction the judge decides to take is this well, let me back up. It depends on if he has to enter some plea and what the plea is, then that determines the next course of action. But if he has a pre-sentence report, then typically we'll just see what happens next. But by this time, to be quite frank, a lot has already happened in terms of the plea, all of that. Does that make sense? It's kind of late in the game. So the pre-sentence report is not something that happens very, very soon. It happens at an advanced stage in the process. I hope I'm not talking too circular. Sorry.
Okay. Anybody else have anything to add to it? Please feel free.
Common sense would tell me, Ashanti, that they're preparing for a trial. They are preparing for a trial. So I'm hearing that this stupid idiot called Cmr, whatever his name is, going around telling people the case is dismissed. I don't know how true that is, but if he's dumb, then somebody ought to wake him up. But if all this is going on, they are preparing for a trial.
Yes, and from what the caller said, the judge have to decide, but the judge that are going to be probably use that to say if them are going to go trial too. And it definitely not dismissed. It's not dismissed. Because the latest update, it's a pre-sentence. It never said dismiss. So it's definitely not dismissed. From what I see, it's definitely not dismissed. And from what I'm seeing, this is procedure to how we move forward. This is procedure that got to take place to say, as in advance, I think she used that word, as we move forward. At that point, and probably say, go plead guilty or not, go trial. Judge said trial, I would assume. And, either way, I don't know how would this get involved, if would that before them decide for go trial, or I would assume before the prosecutor probably, I know if in these cases, those stuff go on like offer stuff and see if the judge approve it. I don't know if in these cases, like say, I got offer you here. You have to go up on the sex registration list. I don't know if like in cases like that, stuff like that go on. Or, stuff like that go on. Instead I risk it for go 15 years. So probably, I'm just saying, I'm not sure. All right, the probation officer should see his prior dealings with the other young woman. I wouldn't mind the officer could talk to Shani and the other young woman and see it's a pattern in his behavior to go after young ladies. That should be a part of the report for the judge. That's interesting. Let me ask this then. Probably same lady or somebody else could help me. Because me here for immigration, other criminal activity, your social media activities, definitely in most cases can come up. So, remember ask, is that a possibility that, good or bad, including Sean or other social media stuff, that could come up off his social media? Or those are those accusations? Is it possible that those could come up? It could have been It has show him always out with him family on social media. It show evidence of that. Or it can be that, you know, him getting a jam with, you know, not underage, but younger girls and cheat on his wife. Could those stuff come up to in that report? You know, you always get one in some of the things that you do on social media. Let me see if somebody can help me with that. All right. So, all right, make a move a little forward now. And lewd or lascivious molestation in Florida. In Florida involves who are charged with crimes against children, often face steep and severe penalties. This is especially true in cases where individuals are charged with lewd or lascivious molestation. Under Florida law, lewd and lascivious molestations are acts that include the touching of minor under the age of 16 underneath their clothes, individuals who touch a minor on their private parts, including their buttocks, genital area, or breasts, or make the minor touch themselves in a lewd or lascivious manner, can be charged under Florida child molestation law. What is the legal definition of molestation in Florida? The state of Florida defines the action of molestation as the lewd or lascivious acts of sexual contact, such as touching another person underneath their clothes or touching their private parts. Individuals can also be charged with the same crime if they have a minor under the age of 16 touch their private parts in any lewd or lascivious manner. Punishment for lewd or lascivious molestation in Florida. Individuals who are convicted of this crime in Florida can face an array of negative legal consequences. I know I said that word, the lascivious. Hope I said correct. All right, most likely I'm not, but you know, I'm telling you how it spells, so I know what I'm talking about. Lascivious. Individuals who are convicted of the crime in Florida can face an array of negative legal consequences. These consequences can have lifelong impact on them by impacting their ability to maintain or gain employment, be around other children, or even be in certain areas. Example, can't go to school, can't be around kids, can't live around a church, no playground. You go find somewhere weird for live. And I remember in which state, if California, I already got like this bridge that a lot of them live under. I guess it's hard to find place to live out there. I remember if California, somebody probably can help with it. But me asked this thing a long time ago, which a lot of them get up either under a bridge or something. So I guess where they live can be, you know, if you get convicted, you can violate around a school, church, playground, and I guess a lot other stuff. These are the punishments. Individuals who are convicted of this crime in Florida can face an array of negative legal consequences. These consequences can have a lifelong impact on them by impacting their ability to maintain or gain employment, be around other children, or even be in certain areas. Individuals who are under the age of 18 and charged with lewd, lascivious molestation against a minor between the age of 12 and 16 years can face penalties such as a felony charge up to the third degree. They may face up to 5 years in prison. They may have to pay up to $5,000 in fines. That if you're under the age of 18. So if you're over, from what I say before, if I could remember good, you face up to 15 years. Okay, it's right here. If the defendant is over the age of 18 and the minor is between 12 and 16 years, then they face penalties such as a felony charge up to the third degree, up to 15 years in prison, and up to $10,000 in fines. If they, if the offender is over the age of 18 and the minor is under the age of 12, the offender can face penalty charges that remain on their permanent record, as well as a prison sentence of up to life in prison. In additional criminal charge, those convicted can face indirect consequences that can have, impact on their lives as well. Quite often, those convicted are forced to register as a sex offender annually, which can make it difficult for them to secure employment, find housing, maintain professional relationship, and can even impact their personal relationships. Wow. Turbo, something like that. Turbo, something like that. Wow. Could you send the comments? I never see it. What did I answer my question at the comment? Somebody can screenshot it and send it. I'm going to put up this on my tablet. Hope I get a little more educated on the topic. And it's much clearer than, when we just started. Come on, man. Siri, Guana. Bye, Siri. Bye. All right. I'm going to go on the tablet, go see if Miss Wanna talk about. Somebody can send me who did I answer one of my question. Let me see the person name is. I can't find them. Yes, defendant, but there is nothing about consent is required. Okay. The caller explained that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Twins. Thank you. Big up yourself. And the judge needs the pre-sentence report. Okay, thank you. All right, let's continue.
Lewd and lascivious.
All right, that's the word. Lewd and
lascivious.
I'm going to try again. Lewd and
lascivious.
Lascivious. I said correct?
Lewd and lascivious.
Lascivious. Lewd and lascivious. So that are the word but I pronounced wrong. Oh my God. You know, a part of life. Like 2, 3, whatever even come back. Oh God, we're gonna drop again this week. Hey boy. Still love my team though. Tie last week, lose this week. Think I 1 game we win within 4 game, 1 tie. Not so good, man. Not good at all. Hi boy. Well, have a big game I come up, sitting and play good, so probably can kick City behind. Hi boy.
Exactly so, Ashanti. In this case, from what the probation officer, she said, I mean, they're going to scan you like, you know, how you see flour through a strainer. Good, bad, in the middle, everything will come up. Now, exactly so, Ashanti. In this case, from what the probation officer, she said, I mean, they're going to scan you like, you know, how you see flour through a strainer. Good, bad, in the middle, everything will come up. Now, you know, in the court of law, certain things they use, certain things they don't use. But they're going to find out from the day this guy was born to the day they finish with the report. Yes, they're going to scan him like, I don't even know, but everything will come up. What they use and what they don't use is up to them. And honestly,
Tell them I answer. Sometime, you know, I watch some court case and I have some proceeding before it start. And I say the evidence they can use, that can use, or should it allow to be used? Sometimes, you know, I watch certain court. I used to watch court TV a lot. Especially when the actress and the actor, when named Johnny Depp, and then did that a suing case still. That wasn't criminal still. But we used to watch some criminal case on it. Then we used to have all these hearings, what allow and what not allow, you know, to use.
and honestly, I mean, I think when it come on to CMR, it's a very few good about him. I don't care the few times they see him with his family. He have done a lot and not good stuff. So I think for him, the bad here outweigh the good. I'm sorry, but that's just the truth. Yeah. If I was the judge, I mean, no mercy for this dude. I'm sorry. Yes. Then, I mean, it amazes me to see the female on this dude pages. These are some heartless son of a guns. These girls are women, whoever they be, they are heartless. I take it that some of them do not have children. For real. It is terrible.
You know, a lot of time it's almost, money say amazing. You ever use the word terrible, that's much better. But if you see how female, and it's shocking, some of those female got molested. You know what I mean? No, years ago, probably about 8 years ago, I did a show. Rest in peace. This person died. And this person was raped in a jail in Jamaica. Because at the time, she helped change the law so you can't lock up female and male. Like female over one side, like right across, and male over one side. Actually, male came out of his cell and went in her cell and raped her. Right in the white name. She did sue and win too. Don't call in a name or nothing. I was rather shocked on the next show. She actually made the law get changed in Jamaica, you know. And I was shocked on the next show, dealing with, you know, like somebody who got molested or raped. And that person was like, you know, she love man too much, she money, and them something there. And it was like just kind of shocking for her, that individual who been through so much. You understand? That was like, I always remember that.
So in court, prior to a trial being underway, there's a process called discovery, where either party, the defense or the prosecution, could submit motions to suppress evidence if evidence they believe have been tainted, motion to remove a witness, motion to remove a juror, all kinds of motions in order to cleanse what they deem unfair or inequitable that might prejudice the case and result in a guilty finding, or not a guilty finding, a guilty verdict. So it's a process of discovery.
Thank you, Macaulay, because I see that in a lot of cases. And I can't remember them so cleanly. Even a cartel case years ago, them they try get like the vice note, them dismiss. In another case, sometimes them try get certain part of the police evidence which them think was prejudice, or them get it illegal. You know, in a lot of cases, I see that what you're saying that I was asking come up. Yes, thank you for explaining that. In a lot of cases. So I did ask, I don't know if you could answer it, my friend. You seem real educated on the topic. Could the social media stuff them be in that report or a part of the investigation? Stuff on social media. Like how me hear them and say, if you look green card, or, and obviously in some criminal case, depends on what you do, that can come up. If you go show nothing, or if you make certain talk on it, that can come up for aunt you. Because what I'm saying, it's so funny. You see them Facebook something and them YouTube. I went on them something in a CMR. I'm at a gun range. And a commercial come up for a gun range right before it come up. A commercial came up for a gun range right before it came up. But listen what CMR talking about is stuff that he do online. I mean, this is legal and I don't get it wrong. But I'm not going to put myself in the place because I can't get that in this. But, you know, you still have legal to your gun. You can go at a range. But even if you do, you think that would be a smart idea to video it? Because look at CMR. I'm not going to show it. Like at a gun range. At a gun range few days ago. At a gun range. Like, when me see that, I was like, man, how we are doing? At least I think, you know, like put that on a video. Then his cycle was, me showing it for myself. You won't believe what CMR did. Him video himself though. Me know I'm still, you know, kind of get convicted, so I'm still can have a gun, go to the range and stuff like that. But me think at least you don't want to stay away from that. On camera, no, man, overthinker, I know me is an overthinker. Because I'm not going to put myself with that. But in general, if me not trouble with the law, I kind of, at least one video, I'm not going to try the certain things, since things kind of, and people are saying mad, and people already are saying for stay away from, you know, them, you know, GUN. Sometimes I wonder if he might try intimidate people, like through probably people out there against him though, and want possible, you know, he probably think they want to do him something, because people get really upset and angry about what happened. So he probably assure them, say, he might go range, him still have a machine. I mean, him still legally can't have it. You know, I mean, I say no, you know, him still. See him there, the gun range. But in my head, I just say, it's probably the last thing. Seem like a little ball move. In my head, me I say, boy, that man a ball face still. I know it's a different type of case, but you know the way him do some things are then in our eyes. Like when him would go up on the college campus. Although, you know, college campus I got most likely have overage. I remember, they never say, him can go around other kids, the victim, the judge say, from what I recall clearly. But you'd think young people there, he would have stay away or he wouldn't show them type of something there. If them not underage, then he might go up to cheerleader and then something there and him don't get him name call up with young girl. You'd think he would have stay away from that. May I overthink it when I make me know?
So if evidence was collected illegally, it's considered fruit of the poison tree, and then they could submit a motion to suppress that evidence as well. Or if the defendant was not Mirandized when he was arrested and spoke.
As in like talk him rights them, you know, him not have to talk, him can't talk in front of lawyers if them not tell them something there.
To the judge, to the police officer, and they decide to use his disclosure at the time of arrest during the trial, then the defense can say, well, he was not Mirandized, and that disclosure cannot be used in the court of law. And then, yes, it would have been an illegal submission. Does that make sense? Hopefully.
Yes.
So with social media, that's obviously a newer form of modality, or what we will call methodology. And more so in recent times, law enforcement has definitely used social media as part of its investigations. Absolutely. So even if there is nothing conclusive from social media, the bits that have been shared and the defendant's involvement, and, you know, especially with...
Because, you know, I noticed the Makala, if a shooting or certain things go on, one of the first thing, when you look on the news, them go for, I go see what you did on your social media account. And a whole heap of time, even as some of the mass killing, them go back and say that person did attack against the government, did attack against this and that. Him did fed up on it and say, people are do this to him. Him did make some bad judgment on social media and I said this or I said that if him catch the individual. I notice a lot of that. And a lot of even the news something them, the bigger news house them go look for that. Sometimes you see them post rampage what them could have wanted to do to an individual or to the government or something like that.
With social media, that's obviously a newer form of modality, or what we will call methodology. And more so in recent times, law enforcement has definitely used social media as part of its investigations. Absolutely. So even if there is nothing conclusive from social media, the bits that have been shared and the defendant's involvement, and, you know, especially with the other young ladies, the allegations, those could still be incorporated, but perhaps not used in the pre-sentence report because they're not fact-based, because they were never tried. You know what I mean? There was no proof of those. They were just allegations. But could they be used in terms of character references during the investigations? Absolutely. But situations like with the other young ladies that have never been investigated and found to be true for sure, those would be considered circumstantial evidence and not factual evidence.
Okay.
And circumstantial evidence by itself cannot be held up in court because it doesn't pass a clear and convincing test. However, it could still be used to support other more factual pieces of evidence. Hopefully, again, this is helpful.
Makala, you've been really helpful. Every time I hear one of them, it reminds me of a case or something I hear in the past. Well, obviously, I never fully understand with the different type of evidence and stuff like that. Wow. Everybody, I get it? He is indirectly threatening those who are outspoken. His behavior. He does not give a F. That is what that means. Me dey talk about him going to the gun range. Cmr. And even the title when put up. Like, you won't believe what Cmr do. I have the gun in there, man. I don't want to show that.
I didn't prepare for it, but I bought it. But we'll see.
Him say him bring theme gun at the range, because you know you can't rent the gun them at the range. Say him bring theme gun. He must shoot at the target now at aim. Now I show the gun on it.
Extension clip, the Z.
He have an overextension clip, one of the big one them, and he must tell you say him have one of that on it. Fire at him target. Christine said he's really trying to intimidate someone. Hashtag wagwan honey. When me does me like, no man are really sick. Or me I want them man overthink it. One thing you forgot about your video it and put it up, and it's not me illegal, you know, don't get that wrong. Kind of, you know, find guilty or nothing yet. And nothing illegal. But some of the things them way I say and where I'm going to do.
Wherever I point it, that's where the rounds go. So if I point it right that center, it should go there. So I notice when I point it there, it's not. See the groupings right here. So I believe I could bring it over a little bit left and a little bit up.
When you hear that way I say,
So
I mean him for you say what I want to say, but On the ear, wherever I'm pointing, that's where the bullet go. I mean, while when dinner the army too. When I think of intimidation that, but only thing, Mark, what you guys think?
Alright, so we got the red dot on it, right? To me, I need to adjust it. So I got the tool to adjust it. So this is what we call zero the weapon. So I'm zeroing my weapon. When I zero the weapon, it means that wherever I point it, that's where the rounds go. So if I point it, red dot center, it should go there. So I notice when I point it here, it's not. You see the grouping is right here. So I believe I could bring it over a little bit left and a little bit up. So that's what I'm gonna do. Alright? Stay tuned. Alright guys, so we got this going now. We got the big target now, so I think we have
Put up a human target now.
that's where we go.
Pretty bold stuff. Tell me what you think.
All right, maybe I use the wrong word, amazing. I just mean it amazes me to see women talk like this about a child. Seriously. Yeah, it's disgusting. It disgusts me. I mean, oh boy.
Me too.
Ashanti, in all aspect of this, if it was me, like you said, it's a bold move. Maybe I wouldn't do that. But then that is a whole nother situation when it come on to this country and guns, because, you know, the first thing gonna say that's the Second Amendment, right? And when you come on to...
And him still legally have it. Can not get convicted. If you're not felony, so him still legally have it. Yeah.
It's gun issue. I mean, there are so many loopholes in this gun thing. If we really study about this gun business in America, is so many loopholes that, I mean, if you are a crazy person, you can go down the street and buy a gun and buy ammunition. So, I mean, I don't think the judge is even gonna...
If you live in a... No, man, when I do illegal, I just say, we like in an hour, you don't think that to me look like a little intimidating. It kind of feel a way that to me. I like him just bowl. But once you live in a gun state, not all state, if you live in a New York City, not New York State, you definitely have none of them gun talk here. Like for instance, Florida. Hard to get even a license gun, super duper hard. And when you're a business person, not saying a lot of guns that they bought and them have some of the most gun crime, but it's super difficult to get a legal gun, at least in the city. These states now are a little different.
Much into that, to be honest with you. Yeah. That's just my view on when you come on to Second Amendment rights and this whole gun issue in this country of America here, to be honest. I think when it come on to CMR, he's just seeking attention. He's an attention seeker, looking for notice and followers and doing all kind of stupid stuff. That's just him.
So him probably knows that people like me are going to say something like this. So I must seek attention. Okay.
Crying out for attention. That's what this idiot loves. And he does it all the time.
But, you know, some of the worst case them will see in America, as we say, when them go back on some of them social media, something, after them do the crime, sometimes take them life or go up on the run. And some of the big news organization, one of the first thing them do, go see what them did that talk about. A whole heap at the time, from kids to adults, when they do the crime them did that seek attention for it, you know. A lot of time.
think when it come on to CMR, he's just seeking attention. He's an attention seeker, looking for notice and followers and doing all kind of stupid stuff. That's just him crying out for attention. That's what this idiot loves. And he does it all the time. So that would even, I don't pay much attention to that, tell you the truth. Because, I mean, if he's, right now, even as he's facing case, with this serious of a magnitude of a case that he has on his back, this fool can go somewhere and buy a gun and ammunition legally.
Yes.
If you understand what I'm saying, he could legally buy a gun right now and ammunition. So I wouldn't even pay much ado to that. I know he should be punished for this child, what you call it, what kind of love is just whatever you call it. He should pay the full penalty for that one. I'm sorry. Yes.
Not that I feel much better. But that me alone have problem with that word there.
Lewd and lascivious. So in...
All right, we can continue. So why I can't read I'm ID, this is for you only. So why this is for me only? Why me can't read this? Why this is for me only? I don't see nothing in it. Why not? Okay, did say now it's up to you if you want to read it to the public. Why I wouldn't want to read this to the public? Yes, I want to read it to the public. Okay. Because you did say tonight, now it's up to you. Yes, more I read it to the public. I'm ID, this is for you only. I am so happy that you can attract many intelligent and intellectual, oh my God, me say it wrong, intellectual people to your show. Now it's up to you if you want to read it to the public. Yes, and I did. I'm going to read it again. I'm ID, this is for you only. I am so happy that you can attract many intelligent and intellectual, Jesus, people to your show. Now it's up to you if you want to read it public. And then I appreciate, people from all sorts of background and people, educating me and the audience. Because I'm telling you all the time, I don't hide it. A lot of people them see me on. Not saying I don't know a lot, but sometimes people think me know the world. Not saying, a lot of people watch me because I'm thinking out the box and coming up with, other ways that people wouldn't think. As I say, I'm an overthinker. Or my investigation or reaching out to people who usually wouldn't be talking, feel comfortable talking to me, and I either could play it or talk about it on the air. So a lot of people watch me for that too. And, but I always love to say, the more I learn is the more I realize I don't know. When I learn something like when I see the lady open up like a next door, like, say a child, we just learn, them ask a lot of questions. When I ask something else, a lot of the, what you call them, the fives, why, the where, the what, the when, yeah, it me that.
Bossy, I'm so proud of you. You're learning new words. You over there pronounce big papa word, intellectual and all kind of words. I'm proud of you, you see? Although sometimes I know your tongue tie up in your head.
Yes, but I'm happy. Because I'm telling you, I only part time used to watch Core TV a lot. And even the news, I haven't watched the news since the election. I'm being honest about that. On certain terms, I kind of have a whatever, but now I got a full understanding what been going on, and now I can use it and more have a better understanding now. How I go on. Because a lot of these cases have pre-trial hearing. And them always say you can't use this or you can't use that. Or, you know, either way the prosecutor, them want the judge to dismiss that. I see even in cases, judge tell them to use something and then bring it up and use, and the whole case get dismissed. Like, you know, the actor will get accused of the shooting and the movie set. Like it never disclosed to the defendant attorney and stuff like that. And the whole case get dismissed because of that. Or something like that. When I learn, I get excited. You see what I say? So I'm happy to learn.
Ashanti, every time I hear you mention CMR at like a cheerleading something or something with the kids where other children are at, one thing come to mind. I don't know if you remember, I don't remember which president it was that was being sworn in, and Bill Clinton was there, and he was looking to the side, and you know, he was like biting his lips, and you can tell he was looking at somebody, and then his wife turned around and looked at him like, you piece of ish. And that come to mind. Like, I don't think this man should be around where other but just feel like him just have him eyes on the people them picking them, Lord Jesus. But just me not like man like that. Because you have a big old tough grey tone wife at home willing to skin out her crutches. She already gave 3 pitney and thing, and you're willing to go to a road and do that and pick up other minors, even if it is that she put your wife with an adult female that, you know, agreed, you know, with cheating with you to engage in that act, that's fine. You understand? Because you're not two consenting adults, but you go to a minor. You understand? And that is where you lose all form of respect. To me, there is no coming back from that. You understand? The Bible said forgive, yes. You know, the Bible did say forgive, but it never say forget. And I think that should never be forgotten. Just like people can always bring up Chris Brown with stuff like what Chris Brown did to Rihanna, say always beat Rihanna. And you're never going to forget that he did put his hand on a woman. We should never ever forget what CMR was charged for, right? Me not busy all the time, I want to find him not guilty. To me, when you get charged, that is all me need to hear. You're guilty. You understand? Because if you never did have evidence upon you wouldn't be charged. He is a piece of ish.
All right, let's continue.
Ashanti, your co-worker really sister and brother in the sense of can't pronounce it. I can't bother, but it's funny though.
How about the dancing too? How about the dancing? Jaja.
Ashanti, your co-worker really sister and brother in the sense of can't pronounce it. I can't bother, but it's funny though.
Yeah, I'm a co-worker, I can't dance, man. Probably pronunciation them give you some problem, but the dancing. Yeah, me and her on the 360, that wasn't, you know. But you know what my mommy always say? From me young enough, I used to have a kind of grown voice. Remember, I used to call up a minister of health for my mother. They always be thinking, like I say, you know, your husband is on the phone and stuff like that. So You know, some always have kind of, you know, a horse voice from a young age. So a lot of people too used to think me can't sing. See, somebody does say it there, singing needs to work too. Oh, yeah, me hear co-workers sing, Jaja. The singing too. Yeah. Yeah. You know, man sing people happy birthday over here. Me know them appreciate it. But them probably wish me play one of the recording or I have somebody else singing it. I know them at least them try. You know, when I talk the words there. You understand? Yes, the singing too. Not gonna lie. Pronunciation here there. The singing and the dancing. But what my mother always said to me, you know, from I grew up, she said, God know what I do. Without you go and show off sometime. Happy never make you can sing and can dance. And wow, the stars, them my word. Johnny is Louis, thank you for the stars. Oh, I never even know. Thank you. Thank you for the stars. So the stars, them my work Facebook. Thank you. The super chat up and running too. So the dancing, like all right then. Co-worker never, I think they bring it up to Miss Princess, but she never hosted the next one or the one after. Correct, don't? But, you know, I was thinking, like, if co-worker did, you know, after the one I went, I think me to mention it to somebody. I think me to mention it to Miss Princess. Say, we probably could have practiced like a dance routine or something. You know what I'm saying? And probably that would have shot the people them. It would have been a good way for like, me and I could have do like, you know, like a dance routine. Probably would have had somebody a trainer for a little while. Or probably would have catch the move, would have practice it or something like that. But that was one of my thoughts. Like, you know, I don't think I had mentioned it to Miss Princess though. But I practice. Thanks to the stars, my friend. But if me could have dance, I'd probably sing. Would I use it up? Would I probably up in a camera light? Use it with the ladies, them definitely 100% more. Thank you, Leisha Brown. Thank you for the super chat. The two are only need help, can't manage. So with the singing, definitely. The dancing, definitely. And the pronunciation. Anybody remember me and co-worker on the 360 machine? Amina, thanks to the stars them. Anybody remember us? That was not the award, like a few days after the meet and greet. Thank you, Amina. Thank you, Alicia. Thank you, Queen Love before. Play my voice note.
Hashtag my boss. You better come out of my editor. You better come out of my head cam. Yo, I'm not lie. Me go type it and I say no. But happy birthday to you, my boss.
No, come on. I saw my sound.
Hashtag my boss. You better come out of my editor. You better come out of my head cam. Yo, I'm not lie.
Amina, thanks again for the stars one more
but
time.
Happy birthday to you, my boss. Happy birthday to you, my boss. Fire.
No, my people. That is a no. Jaja. Amina, thanks again for the stars. 2,700. Thanks again. Anybody else want to put up some stars? Thank you again, Janice. Super chat up and running. Norman. Thank you again, Amina, one more time. You just a star me up, so. Jaja, hashtag.
My boss. You better come out of my era. You better come out of my head cam. Yo, me not lie. Me go type it and I say no. But happy birthday to you, my boss. Happy birthday to you, my boss. Fire.
Jaja. Jaja. Me try. Amina, big up yourself again in a stop stars. Me have Janice. Lisha, thank you. Queen Love, thanks for the support.
True caller, this is how I feel. I'm not supposed to then know around no female under the age of 18. I'm sorry. It should not be, but again, it's the system. From him get a
Yes, the judge, remember almost clearly, in the hearing, the bail hearing, they said the victim. Remember hearing that, come I take note. I remember hearing that clearly. We never hear all underage kids. I guess if him get convicted though, that would have changed. But I did hear the judge say the victim.
This is how I feel. I'm not supposed to then know around no female under the age of 18. I'm sorry. It should not be, but again, it's the system. From him get accused of these things, he should automatically be banned from all of them the places there. And that me say, me not like the boy, no deal. You understand me? But again, the system allow him to do these things because mind you, just like how we are talking about him going to the gun range, prior arrest, upon arrest, they knew this guy is a gun carrier. Did they take his weapon away from him? No. Because at the same time, they might try to figure out one case. They don't want one other case for them to say they violate his Second Amendment. So that's what I'm saying. When him look for them the attention there, people not give them the attention. They make him go on about him business and do him want do. When him in this position, more injustice he do to himself is better for me. I'm lucky. He can't do anything he want to do. They make sure they go and do them before they gather all of the evidences so they can get them up and give judge. I'm lucky on me.
I think a lot of people agree with you. But me does now my head me I say him sick, him mad. See I do them things there. All right, hold on. All right, tell me your name, my friend. Pan Wayne name. I'm gonna tell you if me see your super chat. Think me say Queen Love earlier. And me see Lisha. And me see Lisha. All right, listen to, so tell me if, you know, you want me check if me see because your phone a hack up. What's this now? Listen to this Rasmus. All right, as always, me no want mix up this with like T-Gal. Send me the name. You send last week 2 times. Send me the name. Me no, you know, I wouldn't so not send me to remember people who send me, but tell me the name. I'm see if I can't remember since it was last week. Send the name on YouTube. All right, send me a name. Me no want to mix up like T-Gal with a show like this. Me the really want to address something to. Me the want to play some Mr. Vegas. You know, talking about the Ramesh situation, Spice. I'm really, no wait a while, but I feel like I want to say my point on it too. But I don't want especially to T-Gal. I don't want mix it up with this. Worse like, oh, so much things to learn. I know it I get to no upset. And the whole thing I got change. When I agree, the whole thing I got change. So I know I make a promise last night for come back and I never did. At least Premier League don't know my team lose. So how about this? 3:13. No later than 4:30 I come back and address that and some more thing. Giving them more of a roundup what me the plan for do. Cause I did plan for do a roundup, but I feel like certain things what me so appreciate involved in that show, yeah. Me no want to mix it up. You understand? Me no want to mix it up. One thing Facebook, YouTube. Me know me say yesterday, give me an hour and a half. Just say now 3:13. So let's say no later than 4:30. No later than 4:30. Come back, I'm going to deal with some of them other mix. Although I did start off, but with the information, them. Oh, no, my friend, me never see it. Me know what your name is now. No, me never see it. I would have definitely, I don't want everybody know who I talk to, but I would have definitely say you that. 100%, me never see it. You can check your card and see if it go through. You say you never see it either. So you can check your card. But me definitely never see it because a possibility it can go through and we never see it. So you have to check your card. But 100%, and usually if me miss it, my nice rinchers I go tell me, say, you know, say, that person that send you a true super chat, if I happen to add something else. So I can acknowledge it and be appreciative. And I never get none of that. So, mother say no. But that don't mean it still can't go through already, although I'm in a seat. So you'd have to check on your card. All right. My friend, my friend, me soon call you back. Me live, but me soon call you back. But listen, me dey on my live now. Me not gonna deal with that. Man, deal with something different. No, me say me dey on my live. So I call you right back. Oh, it went through on your card. Okay, that means it gone through then. So thank you. I notice like your thing not come up either. Me no know, you not sure who you be when I talk to you. That mean it gone through. If you tell me the date, if you say the date, I can go back in my studio on YouTube and actually check. Yeah. So here I want to say then. All right then. So here what I go do. I'm like, you know, I'm not end the live yet, but let me play some more valid information before, you know what I say? Cause I really appreciate everybody hide my ID, play my voice note, and all these things that come in. You know what I say? Yes.
Hi, Ashanti. A pre-sentence report is
So
required.
who never catch it without talk about Cmr Presentance? You know, a pre-sentence investigation going on. So this will explain to you know what a pre-sentence.
Hi, Ashanti. A pre-sentence report is required. It's under procedural law. It is helpful to judges at state level, federal level, and incorporated in this report is all the information that can be collected on the defendant. So typically a probation officer will draft a pre-sentence report. It can include biographic information, you know, where the person is raised, any background information, was this person foster care, was this person a juvenile delinquent having been in the system, does this person have prior convictions, prior charges, prior allegations, just anything about the person that could be useful to the judge in making a determination as to what sentencing should be. I mentioned that they could look at factors. For example, if he has had chronic domestic violence charges, that could be seen as an aggravating factor, and then that could enhance his punishment. But say he has never had any priors, his record is pretty clean, then we would look at those as mitigating factors, which possibly could lessen any potential sentence. But again, the pre-sentence report in its form does not remove culpability or accountability from a defendant. It does not replace anything. It is pretty open. You do not have to enter a plea. It's not specific to any state. It's useful to a judge again as he makes a decision. And that's all a pre-sentence report is. The PSI is a pre-sentence investigation, and currently with this particular person in question, there has to be investigation that is underway, and then the information or findings from that investigation will be used and possibly included in the pre-sentence report, but it does not have to be, because that information or the findings from the investigation will be furnished to both the prosecutor, who's a state representative, and the defense attorney, who is the defendant's legal representative. So again, the pre-sentence report has nothing to do with a defendant entering a plea, but it has everything to do with a judge requiring this information so that he or she can use it in making a determination when he or she is ready to impose a sentence. Hopefully this is helpful.
Yes, it is. Let's continue a little bit more.
Prior to a trial being underway, there's a process called discovery, where either party, the defense or the prosecution, could submit motions to suppress evidence if evidence they believe have been tainted, motion to remove a witness, motion to remove a juror, all kinds of motions in order to cleanse what they deem unfair or inequitable that might prejudice the case and result in a guilty finding, or not a guilty finding, a guilty verdict. So it's a process of discovery. So if evidence was collected illegally, it's considered fruit of the poison tree, and then they could submit a motion to suppress that evidence as well. Or if the defendant was not Mirandized when he was arrested and spoke to the to the police officer, and they decide to use his disclosure at the time of arrest during the trial, then the defense can say, well, he was not Mirandized, and that disclosure cannot be used in the court of law. And then, yes, it would have been an illegal submission. Does that make sense? Hopefully. So with social media, that's obviously a newer form of modality, or what we will call methodology. And more so in recent times, law enforcement has definitely used social media as part of its investigations. Absolutely. So even if there is nothing conclusive from social media, the bits that have been shared and the defendant's involvement, and especially with the other young ladies, the allegations, those could still be incorporated, but perhaps not used in the pre-sentence report because they're not fact-based, because they were never tried. You know what I mean? There was no proof of those. They were just allegations. But could they be used in terms of character references during the investigations? Absolutely. But situations like with the other young ladies that have never been investigated and found to be true for sure, those would be considered circumstantial evidence and not factual evidence. And circumstantial evidence by itself cannot be held up in court because it doesn't pass a clear and convincing test. However, it could still be used to support other more factual pieces of evidence. Hopefully, again, this is helpful.
Real helpful.
Ashanti, every time I hear you mention CMR at like a cheerleading something with the kids where other children are at, one thing come to mind. I don't know if you remember, I don't remember which president it was that was being sworn in, and Bill Clinton was there, and he was looking to the side, and he was like biting his lips, and you can tell he was looking at somebody, and then his wife turned around and looked at him like, you piece of ish. And that come to mind. Like, I don't think this man should be around where other but just feel like him just have him eyes on the people and picking them, Lord Jesus, but just.
But you know what come to mind when you say that? I'm not gonna be honest. The day when Chrissy, I do our daughter here, and him to have him and I think around her, and she wasn't doing her ear. No, she wasn't doing her ear, but she called her for do her ear. To me, her ear never looked like it was done, but for a quick second, or split of a second, some instinct to me, like chipping. And she's like, let's go, or something like that, or try do our ear. Let me read this, I missed it before. Hide my ID. The way he is living his life is like nothing happened and showing lack of remorse. Let me start over this too.
Ashanti, every time I hear you mention CMR at like a cheerleading something or something with the kids where other children are at, one thing come to mind. I don't know if you remember, I don't remember which president it was that was being sworn in, and Bill Clinton was there, and he was looking to the side, and he was like biting his lips, and you can tell he was looking at somebody, and then his wife turned around and looked at him like, you piece of ish. And that come to mind. Like, I don't think this man should be around where other but just feel like him just have him eyes on the people them pitting them, Lord Jesus. But just me not like man like that. Because you have a big old tough grey tone wife at home willing to skin out her crutches. She already gave 3 pitney and thing, and you're willing to go to a road and do that and pick up other minors. Even if you did a cheat on your wife with an adult female that agreed with you with cheating with you to engage in that act, that's fine. You understand? Because you're not 2 consenting adults, but you go to a minor. You understand? And that is where you lose all form of respect. To me, there is no coming back from that. You understand? The Bible said forgive, yes. The Bible did say forgive, but it never say forget. And I think that should never be forgotten. Just like people can always bring up Chris Brown with stuff like what Chris Brown did to Rihanna, say always beat Rihanna, because you're never going to forget that. He did put his hand on a woman. We should never ever forget what Cmr was charged for, right? Me not be saying all the thing I want to find him not guilty. To me, when you get charged, that is all me need to hear. You're guilty. You understand? Because if you never did have evidence upon you, you wouldn't be charged. He is a piece of ish.
True caller, this is how I feel. I'm not supposed to then know around no female under the age of 18. I'm sorry. It should not be, but again, it's the system. From him get accused of these things, he should automatically be banned from all of them the places there. And that me say, me not like the boy, no deal. You understand me? But again, the system allow him to do these things because, mind you, just like how we are talking about him going to the gun range, prior arrest, upon arrest, they knew this guy is a gun carrier. Did they take his weapon away from him? No. Because at the same time, they might try to figure out one case. They don't want one other case for them to say they violate his Second Amendment. So that's what I'm saying. When he might look for them,
Well, caller, sorry to say you're 100% right. You're 100% right. You never break the law there. You're 100% right.
Attention there, people not feel give them the attention. They making go on about him business and do him want do. When him in this position, more injustice he do to himself is better for me. I'm lucky. He can't do anything he want to do. They make sure they go and do them before they gather all of the evidences so they can get them up and give judge. I'm lucky on me. Ashanti, I don't know what's going on with her because last night when I told you that she was live, I get the...
Oh, hold on, that's enough for this. So, all right, my people, we're going to keep it. Me say 4:30. All right, I still can't go by the 4:30 or 3:30. So, I'll be back. I appreciate everybody. Hide my ID, play my voice note, the super chat, the stars, Edda, Ethel, Deborah, Alicia, Queen Love, Amina, Janice, Karen, hashtag Badam Bougie. I'm a friend who always send me the voice note. When I not go too far, I come back by 4:30. The hide me ID them, everybody who met this show. So informative today. You know what I'm saying? I feel so proud of myself. I learn. You know what I'm saying? I learn today. You understand? Even though when I miss things, because Because me's a music. I can understand better. But lately, I've been watching most of my news on social media. I try some different outlet. Because I haven't watched my favorite news channel ever since the election, which it probably was MSNBC, but I haven't watched none of them. I haven't watched CNN either. I haven't watched none of them. And I realized from seeing stuff on other social media outlets and in the paper that MSNBC lost more than half the viewership. And CNN lost must like 30-something% of the viewership because a lot of people don't trust in them. And we see how them try kiss up on the orange man behind. Ever since him win, they try to change the thought that they used to do. And I realized a lot of people saw what I saw in them. Especially to like Morning Joy. He wasn't my favorite on MSNBC anyway. But I heard that he went down to Donald Trump's house and, you know, basically went behind his audience back, tried to keep it secret, and it was reported in the paper. You understand? And they are so fakes. You can't even trust the big news outlet. And MSNBC, my TV, football not on. My TV used to just stay on it. You know what I'm saying? Still like Rachel, still like the Guyanese girl. What's your name again? You know, but I haven't watched them. I haven't watched no major news outlets since the election. Still haven't got over. But once me hear even what and see footage of like what Morning Joe did on MSNBC and what CNN and other reporters been doing, the kissing up that they've been doing and the change of tune, it even make me don't want to watch them even more. You understand? And as somebody like me, I love watch news. Me I like the people that run from news. You know, I love watch news and, you know, get informative. But I realize a lot of it is not. You understand? It's not. You know, man, say a lot of them is kiss up. And, you know, probably me not do it on social media, but them who's professional, you know, is supposed to not make your own feelings or what get involved. And I never trust Morning Joe and Mika anyway, because I used to be a diehard Republican and a good friend to Donald Duck. And what they got accused of, and I'm a pick up file, even I see a footage this week, Fox, people from Fox. I was so disgusted. I was like, thank God I'm not watching anyway. No man said, Trini, you late? Yeah, and they are a kissy. You know what I talk about, Trini. And I used to love watch MSNB so much. Even that they used to be, you know, harder than CNN. You know, CNN still, you know, still more Democrat, but still. And when I hear what them are going with over there, I know Rachel, and what the Guyanese lady name. And I'm a Guyanese people them there. I who the person that will on a Guyana. And Vibes Cartel, they are Trinidad with a browning. You know, I'm not getting at that now later. But who is that lady, that landing guy? Is a lady? Because I don't even want to say a lady, because I'm not sure if I want a lady. Anybody know? Because I'm never sure if I want a lady. So I say, I'm going to come on, I got to ask. Lady D, big up yourself. Definitely not. I never see it. Anybody from Guyana can help me out? Oh no. Lady D, big up yourself. You better come back. Yes, on I will come back. I will come back, Lady D. Anybody know who that? I love Joy. Joy and Rachel Mathers are like my favorite over there. I haven't watched none of them recently. I used to don't mind, you know, the one that come on after Joy. Come on after Rachel. And I say got a younger guy. And I used to like a lot of them over there. The lady who did the 11 o'clock, me used to like her. The man before she, me used to like watch them. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a letdown now, that channel, and I just give up. But nobody will even go back, go watch MSNBC. Definitely no Morning Joe, no Mika. I definitely won't watch them and support their ratings. I 100% won't watch them. Lady D, big up yourself. Thanks for the super chat. Anybody know that person will land? Because I see people excited. I see people put out videos of what is in them country and them something there. But I'm going to be honest, I wasn't sure when I look if it's a man or a woman. But it seems like the person singer is a star and then return back to Guyana. I will heap of excitement, but I not disrespect them, but I never honestly know. So I say probably I'm going to command somebody. So anyway, nobody not seems to know. Lady D, you can check it up and find out for me. I'm going to come back. So anyway, we'll return 4:30. If I come by 4:45, don't hold it against me, because I chat out some of the time. So by 4:45. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Big up on yourself. I appreciate all the support, all the ID, all the play my voice note, all the calls that are coming, all the super chat, the stars. I big up yourself, Johnny's. All of that, I appreciate it. Trini, you know me, I appreciate it. Eda, Deborah, Etel, Miss Green, Chrissy, King of the South, G, big up yourself. Thank you. Everybody we're tuning in. God bless you. Catch you shortly.